Now for Lesson 1, the power of your imagination. Before we go on in our study of psycho-cybernetics, we have to understand our self-image, what it does, how it works, how it was formed, and most important of all, how it can be changed. Look in the mirror in front of you. Ask yourself, who am I? How are you really going to answer that question? You must learn an answer. But what if you don't like it? What if you're not satisfied with that inner you? How can you change the answer to make yourself into a person you really like, a person whose company you really enjoy, not a stranger, but your own best friend? But perhaps you feel that the self-image isn't really that important because, after all, it exists only in your mind.
The last name is a very common one. You know.
The Sherlock's going to be very happy.
I live in a neighborhood which is more...
Those are your voices on the air, talking to the most interesting people in the world. I'm Murray Burnett, and this is Contact Wins, the show that puts the world at your fingertips. Just a telephone call away from you at Judson 27262. Tonight, we're talking to a magician. Well, no, not really. He would not like to be called a magician. He's a doctor. He's a very famous doctor. His name is Maxwell Maltz. And he's done fantastic work with plastic surgery, and he made a discovery a few years ago, wrote a book about it, as a matter of fact, that a lot of people behaved badly because they were ugly. And he changed their faces and made them beautiful, or at least made them not unattractive, and they behaved better.
La mort est enfant de Bohème, il n'a jamais, jamais connu de toi. Si tu ne m'aimes pas, je t'aime. Si je t'aime, prends garde à toi. La mort est...
Well, how's my favorite singer?
Not too happy.
What's the problem, Eileen?
I can't seem to get to grips with the part.
I think you play Carmen with magnificence. You have some kind of mental block about it.
Well, I suppose we all get peculiar quirks about things now and then.
Can you pinpoint where the problem is?
Well, I can't get her coarseness. In that scene where I have to fight with the girl and pull her hair, I'm not violent enough.
Maybe you think of your other roles.
No. I live each part separately.
And very effectively. When you rehearse, sometimes you look at me as if I'm not there. And I don't know that you're my wife.
Have you had a busy morning, Norman?
Quite. I have an operation this afternoon on a young lady.
Serious?
Mm-hmm. Her face was badly disfigured in an automobile accident. Oh. Yes?
Could I please speak to the doctor?
He's here. Go ahead.
Doctor, I think you said earlier you've done 15 to 20,000 nose jobs.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, well,
I said
you were
in
talking
30
to some
years
young
of
lady.
experience in clinics and operations here and all over the world. I've done about 20,000 people, but it was all sorts of
Well, what my
surgical...
question is actually is what percentage of the people who come for nose jobs are men?
Men?
Yeah.
Well, the greater percentage, of course, you know, are women.
Go ahead, I'll let you take it from there.
Thank you very much. This particular patient was a young girl, a beautiful young girl, who was in an auto accident, and one side of her face was disfigured. It was a horrible looking scar. And I said to myself, well, this would be a wonderful thing for a plastic surgeon to do. Any plastic surgeon could get a marvelous result on this particular girl because God was naturally kind to her and gave her beauty. And when I removed the scar and let her look at herself, I said to her, tell me, what do you think? She looked for a minute at the mirror and then said, I don't see any change.
Have you had a busy morning, Norman?
Quite. I have an operation this afternoon on a young lady.
Serious?
Mm-hmm. Her face was badly disfigured in an automobile accident. Oh. Yes? Mm-hmm. A doctor from Philadelphia. Dr. Forsythe? Dr. Wilson. Well, that depends. How large is the scar? You say they're numbers? She has 6 numbers just above the bend of the elbow. In Belsen? Oh, you mean the German concentration camp. Yes, well, I can take care of that easily. I'll remove the skin with the tattoo and place a skin graft over the wound. She'll have an excellent result in less than a month. Fine, you tell her I can do it. She'll have a new start with a new husband. Excellent. Yes, I'm on the 18th floor. I live here, and I also have my offices in the building. Fine, fine. Yes, next Monday at 2:30. Well, thank you for sending her to me. Yes, yes. Bye-bye.
Norman, I'm leaving you.
I know. And be sure and send me a postcard to let me know how my friends in Europe are.
Norman, I'm going to be gone for a long time.
Well, take care of your business affairs as quickly as you can. Get a good rest, and be sure to hurry back in time for our masquerade party. I've got a surprise for you. I'm going as Casanova. You like it?
Norman, I don't think you understand.
What?
I'm leaving you.
You can't just walk up to me and tell me you're leaving me. When did this come about?
What difference does it make? We've drifted apart.
This is the silliest thing I've ever heard.
This is no time for acting, Norman.
You're the one who's acting. But when did you get this notion I was married to my profession and not to you?
Norman, please.
My whole life is you. Tell me, is it Stanley?
Instead of saying, I'm going to put my imagination to work for me, I say, I'm going to sit for a while in the theater of my mind. It works well for me, and many, many others have told me that it offers an engrossing frame of reference for them too. I like this particular mental image because it's easy for almost everyone to visualize the theater. The equipment and key personnel are universally familiar. What makes the theater of your mind unique from other theaters is the key fact that no one on earth can prevent you from playing all the parts yourself. But you're also the director, the playwright, and the world's most appreciative audience. Best of all, you can halt and alter the storyline as you see fit.
Use this theater of the mind as an exercise. Develop it into an enjoyable image and ego-building practice. Will you feel moved, perhaps to tears? Will you laugh at a comedy? We don't know yet, but these questions pulse through you because the picture you will see is about the most fascinating person in the world. Yourself.
A gentleman I think that you both know, both Dr. Maltz and the caller, Danny Kaye,
Yes, sir.
many years ago, was told by the motion pictures that he could not make a motion picture unless he had a nose job.
I'd like
He
to interrupt.
refused.
I'd like to interrupt. The reason why he refused, because he saw me and I told him not to do it.
Okay, he had a good self-image, though.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to say. I mean,
Also, many years ago, the Ritz brothers, one of them wanted to have his nose fixed, and I told him not to do it because it belonged to his personality.
Do you know if Jimmy Durante ever had any problems?
Well, I know Jimmy Durante, too.
You're the one who's acting. When did you get this notion? I was married to my profession and not to you.
Norman, please.
My whole life is you. Tell me, is it Stanley?
Don't be ridiculous.
Don't be evasive. You've seen him a number of times.
Only in the relation to my singing. You forget he's chairman of the Civic Opera.
Who owns villas in Palm Beach, Mallorca, and Cannes.
I won't listen to idle talk.
Who's acting now?
I mean it.
Listen to me, Eileen. I depended on you. I never really was self-sufficient. I'll take the trip to London with you.
No. All right, I'll confess it. Maybe it is Stanley.
I knew it. I knew it all along. Do you love him?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm going away to find out.
Listen to me, Eileen. I'm flying to El Salvador. Come with me. A second honeymoon for us.
Sorry, no. I've got to see this through. I've got to find out what it is I do feel about Stanley. I owe that to myself. Yes, and to you.
To me. Do I matter? How ironic. Here I am, the great Dr. Pygmalion, spending my life giving people a second chance. Unable to get one myself. I deserve another chance.
So do I.
We deserve it together, Eileen. Couples who have disagreements, no matter how serious, deserve another go at it.
I'm sorry, Norman. We've had no disagreements. And my second chance may be with Stanley.
All right. And what about jealousy? You didn't know I could be insane with jealousy.
You jealous?
He left.